that's dire, and then in 2026 there are still people who have to go far and wide to look for water. And if we zero in on Murang'a County, which essentially borders a number of other counties, and the situation of water here, then a lot is left to be desired. Give us an overview of how the provision of water vis-a-vis the needs have lived out in the last, short period that we've been existing in.
Thank you very much. I must say that I run water in Murang'a County, and in the county of Murang'a, we operate with closely with the county government. We are ahead than many other counties because the source of water generally majority of water which comes to this city comes from Murang'a.
Which comes to Nairobi?
Which comes to Nairobi.
Okay. Yeah.
Actually, 80% of water that comes to this city, its source is Murang'a. Matters coverage, we are at 85% in Murang'a County, and I must say, as a country, we are about 72% as per the impact report that was released recently by WASREB. I must say, policy-wise, we are good, and the regulation of water services, especially in this country, is better
than what?
Than majority of African countries that we know. We have a gap, yes, and I must start by thanking the government because we have seen in the last budget, the budget for the water subsector has improved from 104 billion last year to 125 billion. That is a plus. However, we still have a deficit. We require about 300 billion for us to get into SDG number 6. We have a target of getting universal access to water by 2030. We are 3.5 years shy. 3.5 years shy of that target. What do we need to do? As professionals, we need to advocate with the policymakers so that we can get more budgets into the water sector. Also use other ways of getting revenues because the monies that we get from our normal taxes is not enough. It's not enough. As a water subsector, we are slower compared to other sectors like energy and roads in using private sector funds. Like we know Rironi or Summit Road is a PPP program which is coming up very well. We need to accelerate advocacy with our policymakers so that we tap private sector funds.
One asks the question, when you talk about water access or coverage or distribution of the same, you've said that the country is playing at around 75%.
Yes.
Now, when you talk about 75%, that means there is a deficit of 25% of Kenyans who do not have access to clean piped water.
True.
What's making that 25% not be covered? Because, and this report covered what period and what are the challenges that we are seeing today that is making these Kenyans unable to access water?
That data is as at last financial year, 2025-26. And I must say that there are some multi-sectoral issues that has made us not to get there. One, we look at matters governance. When you look at water is highly politicized sometimes. And we have to advocate to ensure that there is no politics, especially in water management, so that we can get into universal access to even failure for us as people who are in the water sector to advocate for more resources into the water subsector so that we can achieve that gap. I must also say that the community also plays a part because when we develop structures in this country, water infrastructure, we need ownership so that they are protected by the communities. Government alone will not do it. When we advocate in that line, we will basically achieve the target that we are meant to achieve by 2030. Yeah.
What is the water infrastructure that has been developed in the country over the last 5 years, for example? And what are examples of that?
We have mega dams that have been done to ensure that we have adequate water supply by our government.
Such
Look at Moche Dam, the Northern Collector Tunnel, which was completed the other day, which is bringing about, I think, 144,000 cubic meters of water into this city. Water supply has improved, and there are major other projects that are going on to ensure that we achieve the target that we are meant to achieve. Matters service provision. We are in the third cohort of management of water services by the county governments. We have seen a lot of improvement in terms of water management, in terms of the boards that are managing these utilities. And what we would urge as water service providers, I happen to be the emeritus chairman of Water Service Providers Association of Kenya. I'm in charge of advocacy. We are advocating with the COG and the county governments that we get when they are appointing directors. Let's not get directors based on how you have connections with your politicians. Let's get competency so that we are able to get the equation of